What's good, GATV family? What's good? What's good? Now, I was just doing my normal thing, hanging around that night, and I see a clip pop up with Katt Williams throwing shade basically at Chris Rock. Now, I don't know what sparked this, but what was interesting about it is Katt Williams started the interview, and his good friend Red Grant was over there as well, and Big Tigger from the basement was interviewing them. But Katt Williams starts the interview off with apologizing to Kevin Hart. And if any of you know, they had a beef that sparked back in 2016. It was many things that transpired, but it led to Katt Williams basically saying to Kevin Hart, I was able to do it without letting a man suck my you-know-what or sucking a man's you-know-what. And, as pretty riveting as that is, fast forward to 2020, I think during the pandemic, Kevin Hart threw more shots, direct shots, at Kevin Hart's, special, pretending that he was not scared of nothing. But, we all could agree that was a crappy special. But for him to come on Big Tigger's interview and apologizes to Kevin Hart, then turns around and throws shots at Chris Rock, it shows that, he's disingenuous, and it's sad that I gotta say that, because I'm telling y'all, from Pimps to Chronicles, whatever, I've really been on a big Katt Williams fan. And I'm trying to find the words because, between us guys, I'm not gonna front, it shows the continuous internal conflicts we have within our community. I mean, I thought for Chris Rock to hold it in for a year, who are we to tell this man when to come out and say anything? If I'm gonna come out, you embarrass me in public like that, you damn right. I should, not only did I get paid $40 million for that Netflix special, but you gotta relive, the backlash from what you did a year ago. It's only gonna spew and continue. I want that. If I couldn't get my lick back physically, this is how you do it, in a classy essence. Now, I'm not the biggest Chris Rock fan. I just thought, it was crazy how Katt Williams went from, talking about Kevin Hart is this, is that, all this other stuff, just to turn around and then do it like this. I mean, boy, that's not how you get down, brother. I ain't gonna lie, man. You show that, a lot of you guys, and for instance, I have another comedian who I really, really rock with, Corey Holcomb. But a lot of these guys show at times that they're bitter, man. And it's such a bad look. But let's go ahead and check out the video and the interview. I know I've been ranting, but I thought it was important to share my opinion early and have y'all check the video out.
It was head, but I was not talking to the world. I was talking to the city of Atlanta.
Got you.
And I should have never mentioned Kevin Hart's name. That is the reigning king of comedy if you ask for popular consensus. So now, the fact that he's a black man like me, and the fact that I attacked him with such vitriol at a time when our country is already divided in every way it could be divided, racially, politically, economically, socially, religiously. Like, the fact that I, while being on stage pretending to be higher than that, would then stoop down to the same level and try to embarrass Kevin Hart in front of his children and loved ones after all the hard work he's done since the year 2002 is just regrettable on my part. So I humbly apologize to not only Kevin Hart, but Heartbeat Productions, the Plastic Cup Boys, and anybody associated with Kevin Hart. That was a mistake on my part, because I don't love Kevin. I love Tori. Tori's a friend of mine. Okay. So I might have, it doesn't matter. I don't need an excuse. I'm sorry for having mentioned Kevin's name at all. Having said that, I didn't make a total mistake. I meant to cut the snake, but I meant to cut the head of the snake. So my special will no longer be in Philly. It'll be in New York at the Barclays, where I cut off the head of Chris Rock. Step and Fetch It, Cool #1. My special will be called Smaller and Brighter. You know, like bigger and blacker. And I'll deal with Chris Rock there in New York.
What's the problem with Chris Rock now?
I'll acknowledge that when I get to it.
Now, I'm gonna continue over here. I stopped it. He didn't go too deep into it, but the brother made his point. You know, it sounds like he got a bone to pick with Chris Rock, and the correlation he used when he threw the shot was targeted at Chris Rock's Bigger and Blacker, which was an amazing, you know, comedy gig. A lot of people took it as Chris Rock was basically catering to white folks, putting down black folks, but I understood what he was doing. I understood, man. You know, to each his own. But it's like we go from one target to the other, one target to the other. I would have liked to see Katt Williams stay on the high road, but I have noticed several comedians, several people of notoriety coming at Chris Rock at a certain angle. You know, I'm just gonna be, you know, why be frank? Why not be frank? You know, I'm gonna say they're basically calling your boy a sellout. You know, they're calling him an Uncle Tom, and it's almost like, you know, Will is somewhat getting a pass, not from the public, because I think I would like to say, you know, the public tips the scale towards Will Smith was wrong, and we understand where Chris Rock is coming from. But you got a lot of people that's been in this industry quite some time actually, that, you know, they feel some type of way about Chris, you know, Rock for whatever reason. And I haven't heard Katt Williams say too much about Chris Rock. He has said few things in the past, but, you know, he was talking about a coalition of comedians, not just Chris Rock. But it was quite interesting that he's saying his new special that's coming out is centered towards Chris Rock. You know, all I got to say is I don't have a bone in this fight, but I will, you know, explain my point of view in that Chris Rock is not wrong, y'all. Chris Rock is not wrong, man. Had that been you probably would have went off on Will Smith, no matter what the setting was. You know, I'm interested to find out what Katt Williams has to say, but just like a Corey Holcomb, who I do content on sometimes, you know, but just like a Corey Holcomb, a lot of these brothers, you know, at this point, I'm getting older, so, you know, yes, they're my elders, but it's like I watch you guys for years become bitter. And I'm not saying that you're not going through whatever it is that you're going through. You know, there could be reason, but that's the optics. You guys look bitter. Here is a day, you know, fellow comedian Chris Rock gets to, you know, capitalize on a situation like this. And why not? Will Smith humiliated him. And instead of showing love or not saying nothing at all, this guy comes and does an interview which he starts off basically throwing shots. And again, it's sad to say, you know, because I'm more of a Katt Williams fan than a Chris Rock, but there's a part of me that has always respected Chris Rock, if that's understood. There ain't no hate towards him. And for me to be a Katt Williams fan and seeing him take a shot, it reminds me of people like Corey Holcomb, you know, Faison Love. You know, you got a lot of bitter people out there. But, you know, tell me what you guys think. You know, like, share, comment, subscribe. But most importantly, folks, keep coming back.